Good morning, everyone. Just we're out of pickles today. He got called to a special work project at the facilities that he works at. We'll do a wellness check on him later, but yeah, he told me to tell Fedora, who should be showing up a little bit later today, that everything's okay. Don't worry about him, but we'll definitely do a wellness check on him later. But I hope he's not working too hard. That guy works way too much. But yeah, good. Gotta help out the crew and all that. Yeah, I hope everyone's Sunday is going pretty well. I probably have one of the worst weekend or Saturdays of I can't remember. Nothing too crazy, just a lot of like really that kind of stuff happened. Some work stuff that was really annoying to read an email on Saturday, and some annoying eBay stuff too. So I hope everyone else is doing better. I definitely am dealing with some issues with eBay, and it's not very cool. But you just gotta keep through it, keep going, and keep on trucking. I guess. Do people even say that anymore? I don't think people say that anymore. Um, I don't know if Darth Lopez will be showing up today. I kind of sent him a. I sent him a. I don't know if Darth Lopez. I sent him kind of a last minute invite. I had kind of a crazy day yesterday, so just didn't really have a lot of time to prepare. But nonetheless, let's get into it. I don't know if anyone's watching X-Men 97, but it honestly could have. I mean, it definitely got me watching Disney Plus again. Hold on a second, everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, it got me watching Disney Plus again. I really enjoyed it. I thought the art was like a little bit different. Just I don't want to say it was bad. It just wasn't. Just wasn't used to it, I guess. But the story was just amazing. I think when it comes to like this whole MCU stuff, you just have to stick to the meat and bones and potato. Get rid of the potatoes, the salad, all that stuff. Just stick to the meat of the story and just tell the stories that way. And look what happens. I mean, everyone's talking about it. I know there's some people that are like not totally all about it, but which is fine. Um, but man, yeah, it just kind of got me thinking. Like, there's obvious like X-Men spec out there, right? There's the first Magneto, first X-Men, first Colossus, first Wolverine, that type of stuff. That's like I don't know what's going to push that more other than time, right? And those aren't bad investments. It's just they're pretty obvious investments. So I wanted to take a look at, I would say, like, X-Men such a vast network of characters, and there's a lot of rich stories out there for them. But there's some really cool. I'm just kidding, Mike. Yeah, that's a too obvious of a spec. X Factor 6. I have that book too. I love that book. I love it. I love a lot of X Factor has a lot of X-Men stuff in it, right? Or X-Men cartoon stuff in it, right? But yeah, you're 100% right, man. Like if you don't have X Factor 6, I mean, it was on quite a few top 10 lists. I honestly didn't think of it just because I think I haven't, and the prices actually did bump up quite a bit. I did look into a little bit of the Age of Apocalypse spec, but that's like way down the road. A lot of things are gonna have to happen, and that's cool. But oh, look, he's out. I want real life. You have to show your face. I don't believe it. But yeah, Pickles is it's hard at work. Hey man, if you are not busy later tonight, this is Pickles. I came home yesterday and my feet were killing me, so I went to sleep basically. And but dude, swing by the house later on today. I think we're doing like those jalapeno fried chicken things that I always make. Which reminds me, hold on, I gotta send this to the fam. Yeah, so we'll wait kind of for Fedora to come through. He's probably watching the Knicks game, honestly. I'm not sure where he's at, but oh no, it doesn't start for another 2 hours. Never mind. Yeah, it starts at like noon. But yeah, I mean, I was like, yeah, I might as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know. I might as well have done like an X-Men spec show. It's like I said, like the tier, like the CBD or CDFE, whatever characters are like. I think there's still like potential because like the stories are so rich for those characters, but it'd be I would not pay more than like $10 for these books. And a lot of these books they're fun stories regardless, and I think it's, the whole notion for comic books, right, is to read them. So I tried to pick a few, like, okay, this, you should read the book. And there's a couple in there that are like, okay, you should collect this book, or if you're gonna collect that book and grade it, get this one instead. These were a lot of the books that I state in this list are, if it's a cover buy, I would definitely buy it for the art. Hey, what's up, DJ Wise? What's going on, man? A lot of time no see. If you guys aren't following my buddy DJ Wise AZ on YouTube, give him a follow. He's growing his channel pretty quickly. He's got some good stuff, man. I popped in a few of his live shows, and good dude. And he's probably enjoying the weather better than me. It's cold over here in Washington. But hey, what up, Cody? You guys aren't watching WNBA, man. It's on Apple on Thursdays, I believe, or I guess that game was just on Thursday. But yeah, me and Cody were kind of going back and forth in the Discord, and it was pretty fun. We were, it was like he was sitting right next to me. It was kind of funny, but we were watching the game, Indiana Fever, and just the pace of it, and kind of like the quality of the product is a lot different from college basketball. I think the quality in college basketball is a little better, but yeah. No worries, man. You're here right now, so it's all good. Noah had to pull weeds. Oh my God. 103 degrees. Hey, what's up, Mojo Quick? Good to see you, man. But yeah, WMA stuff. But yeah, if you guys are just kind of, we're just kind of trying to kill time here until everyone kind of goes into the chat. I may do a giveaway today. I've been trying to consolidate some keys that I just don't really have anymore, or just have the room for anymore, or aren't willing to grade. But we'll see if I got time. And yeah, man, anytime, dude. DJ, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but I was telling some people last week, like, our numbers are pretty good. It's pretty active and all that. And we had a couple people join last week, and just with some new segments of stuff we don't really talk about on the shows. But for all of those, Fedora's in the house. Hey, I don't know if Pickles is at work. I'll tell you that a project. Don't worry about it. He's all right. But I told him we're going to do a wellness check on him later. But he told me to tell you specifically, do not worry. He's okay.
I sent him a meme. It was an anime. And in the anime, the dude opened up a piece of paper, and a gun came out the piece of paper and shot the guy. And then the meme said, Boeing, when they make you sign a contract. Sorry about that, brother.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yo, real quick, bro, like, you got game 7 today in like 2 hours, man. I'll try and get you out of here like real quick. Are you nervous? Is New York nervous?
They seem to be fine. They're no one's worried about the Pacers, but I don't know. They're saying Josh Hart is out, but he's still trying to play. But yeah. I mean, they got. I think the general consensus is that like a lot of like the players on the Knicks are injured, so. They're just like, yo, like it's a good season either way. Nobody really expects to get past Boston. That's like kind of like what people are like thinking. They're like, look, all these guys are hurt. They made it this far. Next season it's going to be great if everybody could stay healthy. So that's kind of the general consensus. But New York City seems to be enjoying that they got that far. But we'll see. I know they're trying to get
that good, man. Like, I watched them only a couple times, so I can't really like judge, but. I mean, they're like the favorite. Am I right?
Yeah, they're favorite to win the whole thing, I think.
Oh snap! I mean, that tells you how much I watch NBA.
Well, that's like Jason Tatum. That's his team, right?
yeah, Jason Tatum.
Yeah. But they were saying that like, there's people that like who know more about basketball than me, but they were just pretty much saying that like, if the Knicks were healthy, they'd have a really good chance at making it to the finals, but they're not. So it's.
Is the game in New York?
Yeah. The last game is at the Garden. So if they win, it's gonna be crazy. If they win, they're gonna. Listen, it's crazy because they got the Pacers, which was like a long time quote unquote rivalry,
Hell yeah,
whatever you want
man.
to call it.
Them late 90s series, dude, like that was must watch TV, man. It wasn't even like the finals. It was always like the semis and then Jordan come through. But like, man, those were the Reggie Miller days and like Oakley. Hell yeah, man. I'll watch that all the way over on the West Coast, man.
It's just in the Reggie Miller was there at one of the Garden. And I'm like, why would you do
Oh, dude, that's
that?
clowning, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Yeah, just just doing like a kind of a quick show today. I don't know if I sent Darth Lopez um the invite a little bit later, but or a little late today. I had a pretty crazy weekend, so I didn't have much time to really get into these to invites and stuff. So I apologize if he's working or whatever. But we got Fedora in the house, so without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, I haven't even asked you, man. Have you been watching? Did you watch X-Men '97 at all, or is that kind of like not your jive?
I don't really watch too many shows.
Mhm.
Just mainly because I work like 6 days a week, and
Yeah,
I'm either reading or playing video games.
yeah.
But everybody asks me like all the time, like random people, places that I deliver mail to, just because they know I read comic books. So they're like,
Mhm.
"Yo, you saw that?" So they
Yeah.
already spoiled the show for me. So with that said, um, spoiler. So are we gonna get X-Man?
Are we gonna go like what do you mean?
Nathan Gray.
Nathan that would have been great one to put on the list, but I don't know, man. Like there's so for me, like watching the series is like I feel like it's putting me back in 1997 because all the storylines are from that era, like
Yeah,
right now. So
but
man,
it seems to be they're doing their own thing with it, though, right?
a little bit. I mean, they're taking like good tidbits from like the actual books from the mid '90s from that era,
Uh-huh.
which I think is why it's resonating with so many people. Like, and I've said this on previous shows, man. The whole reason Disney got Marvel is because they wanted to get the male segment 25 to 43 at the time. So that was like 2006, 7. I can't remember exactly, but now they're kind of going back to like what that is. Um,
Yeah.
and here's a very strong opinion on the other side. Some people just don't like the cartoon. I 5 was probably my favorite episode. I think that's like everybody's favorite episode.
I like the Dream Warriors episode,
Which one's that one?
the one where someone in my eye, the one where Mr. Sinister comes and then he puts them in like a dreamlike state, and then everybody's scared.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. See, like this, yeah, that was a good episode too. I mean, everyone talks about number 5 because that's when spoilers. If you don't know, Gambit dies in that one. And there's speculation from the last episode that he may come back as one of like the soldier or as Death. So
Yeah,
so the last episode was like cool because it's like they get spit out to the past and spit out to the future, and that really like had me intrigued for the next season. Oh, he still hasn't watched Doc Joe. Doc Joe's spit some good stuff here. So I hasn't watched any of the Spider-Verse movies. Hey man, it's all good, dude. But I've enjoyed it. It hasn't necessarily got me excited to like spec on stuff, but it made me like think about what cool series is or characters. And Doc Joe, also want to say this, man, he picked up some new Academy stuff that made me remember some spec that Trey was talking about a long time ago. But anyway, it just kind of made me like think like want to like read like some Old Man Logan, which is good stuff. I don't know why it made me want to read Old Man Logan, and maybe want to read some Age of Apocalypse stuff, which a lot of people shit on that series, but like I
is
was
it
like,
Age of Apocalypse? That's where X-Man is from, right?
um, man, I can't remember, but there was an X-Men comic book, but I think you're
Yeah.
right. Let's look it up. Let's look it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, like they gotta put him in there, right? Like he has to. Like Doc, like Michael said, like they got 3 seasons of this shit. Like they
Yeah.
gotta fill it up somehow. I'd be shocked if they didn't put him in there. Because I was
I
talking
mean,
about it with someone in the shop, and then they're
yeah,
like, "Nah, they're not gonna do that." And I'm like, "Why not?" Caden's gone. The Goblin Queen is gone. You know, they're already hinting for Age of Apocalypse. Like, why not just put him in there? Like, it makes the real Jean Grey son.
Yeah, and you and yeah, I mean, like, and that's the thing. Like, there's just so many. Like, I feel like they're having an idea of we can put so many, like, we can go so many avenues, right? So it's interesting. Um, that's a great sale, Doc Joe, man. I did not put X Factor 6 on my list here. I apologize. But we may have Onslaught on here. Did you ever read Onslaught? Did you ever read that series?
I'm not an X-Men guy. That just makes
Yeah.
like reading that makes my head hurt. But I will say a lot of people have been buying X-Men stuff. A lot of little kids. I've been getting a lot of little kids now, man. A
Yeah.
lot of little kids have been coming in very frequently. It's more than I've seen last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about, but
Mhm.
they've been buying X-Men.
That's
So
cool.
Wolverine titles specifically.
There's a couple Wolverine issues I got in this list too. So, well, man, I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you from like your prep. Are you gonna watch the game anywhere special? Or just gonna go back home and watch it, or what?
I don't know, man. My anxiety is mad high, and it's like basketball is like 3 hours long, and MMA, like an MMA fight, is like 15 minutes. So there's only so
If you're
much.
lucky.
Yeah, right. So there's only so much high stakes, uh, what do you call that? Anxiety that I could take.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we'll see. We'll see.
well, good luck to you, my friend. We
Um,
don't have a basketball team here. Uh,
you got the Supersonics.
we will one day. They'll come back.
What, the
They'll come back.
Oklahoma City Thunder now? That's your team.
Yeah, yeah. That's the team. We got some OKC fans. Doc Joe was at a couple games like courtside, man. Like that
What,
guy's
is he famous?
Doc. I mean, to me, he's like. I bet if I flew to Oklahoma City and just like landed, they'd be like, "Oh, you know Doc Joe?" And that's kind of how I feel how he is, man. He's just kind of a legend. Um, but yeah, let's get into the show. Like I said, I don't want to keep you waiting or anyone else, but want to real quick say thanks everyone for your support. It's been a long weekend for me, man. Like it's just doing the show today, it just makes me forget about all my stresses and stuff and bullshitting with you, Fedora. We'll make sure that our boy Jason's okay after the show. But yeah, I just want to appreciate everyone's support doing the show every Sunday with us. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends, and without further ado, let's do this. So, new X-Men Academy number, I think this is 23. I can't remember. I have this book. It's a deep dive. It's just like, I'll be honest, this is like, if you just find this in a dollar bin, just get it and put it away. It might bump to 25 like it did way back in the Wakanda days. But first appearance of Gentile, I believe, a Wakandan mutant. It's $10 on the bay. Like I said, I mean, this is far spec. And what I wanted to highlight, what Brad said earlier, is yeah, I think you really can't spec too hard on animated spec, but I think it's still, to me, it just brings more attention to like, oh, I want to read about that guy, or I forgot about Bastion. So it makes me want to like reread those books. As far as like the modern type spec play, nah, I'm just like, I'm good. And I don't like newer X-Men stuff. Like Fedora was kind of saying, man, like I get burnt out with all the storylines, but I like the old school stuff. And I like this this newer X-Men Academy stuff. Fedora, like, you think Wakanda Mutants kind of just like because I kind of feel like that way too. But I like the cover on this book and I like the story. But what's your thoughts, man?
I think is it a girl?
I think it's a dude.
Oh man, no. I think I think the strengths for like X-Men is that like with Marvel, there's not many really cool female superheroes in Marvel. And I think that's one thing that they really struggle with. But whenever they make like a female mutant or a female something,
Yeah.
everybody loves it. Everybody goes crazy for it. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't spec on any male mutants. That's just my opinion. I would just go straight female mutants for me because those are consistently the most popular ones. Those are the ones that get the most heat. You know, everybody specs on more on the female mutants than the male mutants, in my
Yeah.
opinion, from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd pass on it. Well, it's $10, right? So it's $10. So I guess
$10 on the
you see it.
Bay, and I think that people are just like they're just they're that's too much to ask for it. Like the thing, like this is a cool series either way. Like Laura Kinney's in this series, and there's like the younger, like I think this was definitely like X-Men Academy, right? So this was Marvel's push to get younger readers and develop younger characters. Like I from what I read, and I didn't read a lot of this series, but it kind of felt like a Young Avengers for X-Men. So it's like they're
It's not
very
bad.
like yeah. It was kind of like Generation X, like the old comic book Generation X
I
for
remember that.
like yeah, yeah, yeah. I still have like 8 copies of that book, man. I like that book, honestly.
I remember liking the art for it.
Yeah, it was yeah, it's funny like those characters never really came to the big screen. I know like there's snippets of them, but man, I liked that book, man, cuz those kids had issues, man. It made it cool. So anyway, this is just more dollar bin fodder for anything, and a good read too. So yeah, X-Men Academy number 23.
To talk to Comics and Tortillas says something. The Doom books sold out,
Oh
all the
snap.
covers.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty surprising. Because we had a lot of copies. And we had the variants, the ratios didn't sell. We
Yeah.
still have those. Um, but all the cover A, B's, and C's they sold out. People were coming in who were like, "Yo, I don't read comics, but I like MF Doom. They did the tribute to MF Doom, so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here to pay that forward."
That's
So
cool.
yeah, so just to apparently a lot of it was really well written. Everybody really liked Sanford Green on the art.
What about the writer?
So
Who's the writer on Doom?
Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, Comics and Tortillas just said it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You getting those ratios?
No.
Commander Cody
I
is the
mean, it, I like if it's still there next week when I go in, because I'll probably check Monday
Mhm.
or Tuesday when I'm
Yeah.
like delivering mail to see if it's still there. I'll maybe I'll get it.
Yeah.
Because just because that MF Doom, and I feel like a lot of MF Doom fans would want that.
Yeah. Sure.
So maybe that would. I mean, it's not gonna be like, oh my God, $100, hold the line, like, but it might be something people look for 10, 20 years from now.
Hold the line.
Oh, yeah, hold the line. So
What's up, Kingdom Nerds? What's going on, Bruce? Good to see you, man. Granov is a 1 in 100 virgin, man. Cody. Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, that
Side,
thing's $135.
that's actually like what book? Somebody put out a post. I think it was fuck, I can't remember. Somebody put out a post for that ratioed fuck, what book was that? It wasn't Blood Hunt, it was another book that was like, oh, that Venom book. That 1 in 100 Venom book. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Wait, show me a picture.
Oh man, hold up.
No, I don't know.
I was like, dude, seriously, man, there's like crazy money. Venom, separation anxiety, that's what it was. I was like, what's that condition people have when like they're like separated?
Separation anxiety.
Variant. It's like
Though,
it's one of those 1 in like a million, like kind of like books. Or it's like 1 in 200, I want to say.
yeah, see the thing with those is that
This one.
like
Maybe it's the 1 in. It's got to be more. I feel that's a gold one. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, the gold one. Look at that.
the thing with those 1 in 200s is that like they're so like crazy inconsistent, like, and nobody ever buys them. Like
Yeah.
I know we have a lot on the website,
Mhm.
and a lot of them, like 9 times out of 10, just stay there. We still have our Spawn 1 per store side by Tom McFarlane up there, and it's just like these 1 per stores, these 1 in 200s, 1 in 500s. It's like there is like from the pandemic all the way until now, well, not from the pandemic, but post-pandemic, I've only ever seen like one hold like really well. So I don't know. Like I like you'd have to spend an insane amount of
Four
money.
428, dude.
$428.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's crazy, man. I mean, good if you flip that, but like that's just not.
I
I
wonder
don't
what
know.
somebody paid for it though.
Yeah, because like what like if you were to buy a 1 in 200, just like you know, if I were to call Midtown today, like I need that 1 in 200, how much would it cost? Like $200?
More than that. I would say more than that.
See, that's just
Uh
crazy.
yeah, because we don't even we have sometimes we get variants that are like 200 and they're not even 1 in 200. They're probably like one in 50, 1 in 100. So it's but Midtown goes by like I guess they go by like what they see on the internet,
Ah, I
you
see.
know. So
Yeah,
if on eBay it's selling for like 300, they're gonna bump it up a little more because they gotta make the money back, which is
yeah.
understandable. They got high rent and costs, so I don't really fault them too much for that. But yeah, like I never bought a 1 in 200 because I'm always scared that we see it all the time, right? Like
Yeah, you really
where
gotta like that cover, man. I mean, you really, really gotta like that cover.
you gotta like that art. I mean, I could understand if you get it signed, maybe you could retain some of the value to it. It
Mhm.
won't lose too much, but
Yeah.
I would never do it. Would
Michael
never
Baker
do
got a
it.
question for you. How much is your Spawn 350 one in per store?
I think like 400.
There you go, Michael Baker. Go get it. You know he's gonna get it.
It's
um, next up, I wish Jason was here because I really don't have a lot of type of stuff on or info on this. But first Havoc, I believe Uncanny number 58. I love this cover. I think this is like one of Jason's like or Pickle's grails. I don't think he has it, but do you have any? Do you ever see like people wanting Havoc, like in general?
no,
No,
no.
I
But
li-
I know
I
he's popular.
I like him as like a villain or like anti-villain or just kind of like a like like kind of that brother of the hero type of storyline. Which I'll say this, man, a lot of people said that their favorite character was like Nightcrawler in the X-Men 97 or whomever. I really dug Cyclops in this X-Men iteration. But yeah, anyway.
His toy was the first to sell out.
Oh, I bet. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Freaking the Boy Scout of the X-Men. Yeah. No, he's always my favorite. I know some people mentioned Onslaught earlier, and we talked about him a little bit earlier. But yeah, man, I think X-Men 53, first appearance of Onslaught. This cover kind of sucks, but um, nonetheless, I was just curious about it. There's, you know, I don't know. For me, when I saw the battle between Magneto and Professor X, like fighting with their minds, like I immediately thought Onslaught. I immediately thought X-Men 25, which is arguably like the book that spawned the creation of Onslaught because of Professor X's like energy he put into trying to put down Magneto. But this is like I kind of took a break from comic books when Onslaught came out. And then when I heard about him and then saw the covers, I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool Magneto. And then when I came to learn it was actually Professor X, I was like, shit, this is a really good story. But nonetheless, 150 for one signed in a 9.8. I don't know if this is necessarily like a dollar bin book because I've never seen it like I've always seen this on walls or I've always seen it like in those marked up first appearance boxes. I mean, you'll probably find one in a either a back issue bin or a um dollar bin box, but it's pretty cheap. It's like $5 to $10 I'd see on eBay, but I don't know if I'd necessarily grade this, but I would definitely read it. I'd probably just get the trade paperback, go to Midtown or whatever comic book store you're part of, and just get the mit and get the trade paperback and read all about it.
That one sells pretty well. The
I bet it
onslaught
does,
stuff.
man. Do kids read this book at all? Do they even know
Uh,
about it?
uh, no, but kids are starting to get like they're like because of the cartoon they're coming in. Like there's these two twin girls
Mm-hmm.
who they come in with their dad, and then
Yeah.
now they're like asking for like a lot of X-Men stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, and their dad comes in and he like buys books for them and stuff like that. So usually when I see things like that, like when I see like like girls like asking for like certain stuff, I know like it's hitting that threshold of like, okay, like maybe like the show is doing something positive for like comics. So a lot of kids are on the X-Men wave. Toys are sold out. We can't keep the X-Men 97 toys on the shelves.
Oh wow.
Trades are moving like crazy. Um, we sold anything X-Men 90, anything X-Men and 90s. It's gone. All our wall books are gone. Everything. So
Wow.
yeah,
And is it like teenagers or is it like little kids trying to
it's
snack out these books?
everyone, everyone,
That's cool.
everyone, it's everyone.
Cool. All right. Well, the world is aligning once again. Uh, I mean, I used to have this trade paperback, and then somebody threw it away. I don't know who did, but I mean, I dug this book like 10 years after it came out. So, yeah, Onslaught first appearance. If you guys are specking on him, cool. But
I
just read.
would, I would.
I just read it, man. Honestly, just to get some like, just to because like anyway, I'll talk about it later because like I want to know what the chat thinks about like this this book or what way X-Men will go because it could go 8 different ways, honestly. Again, this is kind of like fun character, good writer. The cover's okay, tough and high grade. New X-Men 128, the first Phantom X. If you guys don't know who Phantom X is, he's an uncanny X-Force character who's a freaking badass. Read the Uncanny X-Force iteration with Opena and shoot, I forgot the other guy.
This is
But
the Grant Morrison stuff.
yeah, it's the Grant
I
Morrison
can't
stuff.
see.
Yeah.
No.
Um it's a he's a great kind of he's kind of like a weird version of Deadpool, like not as like funny and goofy. I prefer Phantom X over Deadpool, honestly. But
I hate Deadpool.
I've never really liked him. The movies are cool. Like I'm happy for like what it's been doing for the community, but I've never been a Deadpool fan either.
I
I
hate
don't really
Deadpool.
like Rob Liefeld either. So,
I
but not.
hate Rob Liefeld.
I mean,
If I saw Rob Liefeld walking down the street right now in the streets of New York City, I'd walk up to him and spit in his face.
oh Jesus Christ! Well,
The
there we go.
only because of what he said about Jim Lee.
What do you say about Jim Lee?
He attacked Jim Lee on Twitter.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and
No.
I'm like, Jim Lee is such a nice guy. He came to the shop one day, nicest guy, spoke to
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. I got it's funny. Back in the day, I had the Heroes Reborn, Fantastic Four #1. Like Jim Lee came to my little town of Edmonds here, and the dude was like doing sketches on shit that people would bring into the store, and he did a sketch of Wolverine on a cantaloupe, and it was like the coolest thing I ever seen in my life, dude. This dude's doing a sketch on
He's
a fucking cantaloupe.
the nicest guy. Who sketches on a cantaloupe?
I don't
Only
know.
nice people. Only nice people. Why would you say anything bad about Jim Lee?
I don't know, man.
And
He was so cool.
Rob Liefeld's overrated, bro. He can't even make his own character that he created. He didn't even make it famous. Joe Kelly made it famous. How do you fuck that up?
Man, I don't know.
Anyway.
He gets a lot of credit for Deadpool, and he's riding that like wave, right? And it is what it is. I will never pay for a Rob Liefeld sketch, or you know what? I'll take that back. His Uncanny X-Force #1 cover was really good. When I saw that it was Rob Liefeld, I was shocked. But I'm a Uncanny X-Force like big fan. But anyway, Chungy sketches on Cantaloupe. You guys in the Discord, man, Chungy is gonna die of a heart attack. You guys, like, we gotta make sure that guy's all right. He gotta eat some vegetables. I'm just saying. New X-Men 128. 98s are going for like 199, which I think in the comic book reader collectors group, like people like this DE list character. So I think I think 199 is pretty high. That's kind of like, I'll sell this. This is the price I need to sell it for. But if you're like gonna spec on it or invest, I'd say like $1.25 is like a better price. if you can snag it for 109.8, like, because again, this is a really tough high grade because of the black border. The one thing I like personally, I wouldn't spec on this because I hate the cover. Cody alluded to that earlier, and if you're gonna slab it, like, this is my thing with slabbing nowadays is like I have to love the cover. That's my number one thing now. I can't fight anymore. If I don't like the cover, I'm not gonna slab it. But if I like the character, I'll buy it. That's kind of my thing. But anyway, next. But real quick, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching live. We're about 35 minutes in. Good luck to the Knicks. Pickles is okay for now. We'll check on him in about 15 minutes. If he doesn't text me back, might as well we'll do a memorial for him at the end of the show. New Mutants Annual number 2. I dig this cover. 224.98. It's the first appearance of Psylocke. If you guys don't know, she's got to be in the show, right? She's got to be in something, right, Fedora? Am I right? Okay. 5050. All right, cool. Yeah, man. I don't mind this cover. It's a pretty tough grade because it's an annual, right? But
is she on the cover? I can't see from this to tell me.
I don't think she is on the cover. I was trying to look that up, and I was like, I'm running out of time.
That's a pass for me then.
Yeah. Okay, it's a pass for you. Joseph, I need a 9.8. Hit me up if you have one. Anyone in the chat, if you have a 9.8 newsstand, hit up Doc Joe. Yeah, I mean, I actually like it, but I know a lot of people are like, I don't like this cover at all. I have another Psylocke cover later on in the show. That's kind of like you like Psylocke, get this cover. But yeah, I don't have
Could you
a lot.
imagine if she was on the cover of that?
I know, man. Like that'll bump you up
crazy.
at least like 30%. I would say. I mean, I'm just throwing numbers out there, but
probably at least like 300. In my opinion.
I guess you get technical, yeah. So I mean, like right there, right? And who would you cast as Psylocke? Does anyone come up with the top of your head? Chat. Who would you guys cast as Psylocke?
I'm not good with Asian actresses, but I'm sure they'll find one.
If she was taller, and she's like hot right now. You've seen Shogun, right, Fedora?
No.
Okay, hold up. I'll show you who I
but
think would be.
But if this was like the 90s, I would say Lucy Liu. If this was the 90s, or whenever came out.
That's the thing, man. When I think of like people that should have been cast as her, like I think of like 90s like chicks, but this girl would be perfect if she was like 5'10".
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, she's Australian actress that's Japanese. She was in Shogun. Maggie Q. Who is Maggie Q? Maggie Q. Oh, okay. Is she? Yeah, 44. Yeah, okay. I can mess with. Yeah. That would be nice one, Dak. Yeah, I'd be for that too, because she was in. Fuck, what she was in? She was like in some Bond movie. I want to say. I'm not sure, man. Don't. The Femme Nikita. Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking of. Wasn't too bad. The ending was. Oh, okay. Maggie Q. Now, is she like too old to play Psylocke? Do you guys think that, or I don't know? What do you think, man?
Disney's probably gonna get somebody we don't know.
Yeah.
Or then again, I don't know anymore, because they seem to be like going away from that. Like they're not getting people that like, they're not casting like up and comers anymore.
That's okay.
So I don't know.
I'm good with that. They're cheaper. They're like they're Uncanny X-Men 218 for the OG Psylocke. This book? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the OG Psylocke? I didn't know that.
Betsy Bardock?
Who's that?
Isn't that like the Psylocke, the person in Psylocke's body?
I don't know. Joanna Sotomura. I don't know. Who's that?
because I forget, but there's a person. Betsy Bardock is a person inside Psylocke's body.
I don't know, man. It's a good question.
So like,
Huh.
what would you get the first appearance of Betsy Bardock, or would you get the first appearance of I don't know. Like you see with shit like this is like
Betsy.
anime shit.
I
Like this
would.
is
I
like
mean, I would see like for if you're a Psylocke collector, I guess get both. But if you're like specking on Psylocke, I wouldn't try and mess. I wouldn't try and confuse it and just go with the New Mutants annual too. That's just from like those two different perspectives, I guess. But or if Betsy Braddock is like the focal point currently in comic books, then go with that one. Does that make sense?
this is like we're getting into like anime territory where
All
like
right, let's move on to the next
body
one.
swapping and stuff like that. I don't
I
know.
don't like body swaps and like I don't really like. Well, I shouldn't say that I don't like clones, but when it comes to like that type of stuff, I just go with the OG chick, man. Or OG that kind of thing. Big comic fan hates women aging. What's up, AOA, man? One of the dudes in all of comic fandom. Thanks for coming through with your fucking hilarious ass goddamn comments. All right, on to the next here. X-Men number 41. Now, this is a cheap spec. You find this in dollar bins all day. It's Death of Professor X. And this is kind of what made me think of this storyline, this Age of Apocalypse story. They go to the future. So it's possible they could pick this storyline. It was very popular back in the mid 90s. I know every kid was reading this book.
Wait, hold on. So if they go to the future, does that mean Nathan Gray?
Well, I wish I would have thought of him, but yes, I think you're onto something, man. Like Nathan Gray for sure. I think is not it's an inexpensive spec, and he's a fun character that I think all ages would like. Um, yeah, man, I get Nathan Gray. Why not, man? That's not a bad spec. I mean, I
No.
think his first appearance is kind of along the lines of this guy, and it's a fun hunt, right? You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading what the chat was saying.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Um, yeah. No, yeah. I think that. Listen, man. I think they're gonna go that direction. So I'm probably gonna buy one on eBay.
Why
Nine point
not,
eight. Watch
right?
it be like $20 or some crazy shit
Yeah,
like
some
that.
stupid stuff, right?
Yeah. What?
And you know, regardless if he even like even if he doesn't make it like today, like I don't know, man, $20 if you're buying for a 90 is like 20 to $30. Like I'm not mad at you holding that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I anyway, oh man, you got me all thinking about that Nathan Gray storyline, man. He's a cool
This is
character,
it.
man. He's
This
dope.
is it. This is it. This is gonna happen.
let's
This is
let's
gonna
it's
happen.
let's use the Quan to like get that in there. Yeah, X-Men number 41. Did you ever read these Legion Quest books at all?
I don't read X-Men. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's right. You don't read X-Men.
I'm
Never mind.
lost.
You are the
I know.
worst person to have on the show for this. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
kidding.
know.
I'm just kidding.
Today, yeah.
I
Like
mean,
one
you're
of my
good, man.
coworkers, he's an X-Men savant. He's read every X-Men. He knows everything. Like if you ask
Oh,
him
snap.
something, he'll pull it out without even looking at the
Should
shelf.
we should have had him on the show.
We should have
Oh
had
well.
Ricky on the show. Shout outs to
Yeah.
Ricky.
Ricky, what's going on, Ricky?
Yeah.
But yeah, new X-Men number 41. I remember this, it had like a little card in it, and you can still find them with the cards in it. I think just the cover of this book, you know, when I first saw it, like, you know, I had to read it. I had to grab that issue. Magneto, you know, with he got like 18 muscles in this and one arm on this book. You know, holding Professor X, you just wonder like what the fuck happened and what
For an
was going to
old
be the
man, he's
impending
ripped.
future. What's that?
For an old man, he's ripped.
For an old man, for an old man, he's ripped, and just the way that the mask, right? It doesn't even show his eyes, but you can tell like he's just like torn, right? Um, I think like I said, I have like tons of copies of this. I pick it up just because it's nostalgic to me. But yeah, try and find this book. You know, who knows? Try maybe 9.8 for like $30. They might kill off Professor X again and usher in the Age of Apocalypse. I don't know, but that's what
It's
we're
a
here.
nice cover
Speculation's
too.
fun. It's a really nice cover.
I wish it was like he was holding like Rogue or some shit like that. Like that. I feel like that would have been like but
Oh
just
man.
for like cover purposes. If he
Oh
was
man. He's
holding like
endless.
Rogue or
He's
like
like he's like all up in her like this, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been cool. But Professor X is fine too.
Yeah. All right, next on to the next one. So this is complete cover by, when the issue X-Men 25 and Wolverine 75 went into uh perked up a little bit after that last episode, week or so ago.
Hmm.
Oh, Cody, don't yourself up to the eighth best Brad Selden. Ooh, that's tough, man. Ooh. Anyway, um, this I remember seeing this for $1,000, and somebody bought this during the pandemic. I don't know what the hell they were smoking,
What?
but yes, yeah,
Uh,
$1,000. Um,
Yo, people were wilding during the pandemic, bro.
dude, for real, for real, for real. Oh, and pause real quick. I'm gonna do a giveaway. We got 20 plus in the chat, so I'll do a giveaway at the end. I'll just do one of them spinner rack
Yo,
deals.
Ferd, yo,
Yeah.
I saw the ultimate Fallout first appearance of Miles, the 1 in 25. Like
Oh
somebody
yeah,
was trying to sell one for like 20K or some shit, and I'm like, damn.
20,000
Yeah,
for
it went
for a
from
for a raw
for
dog
9.8 for 9.8.
for 20,000.
Yeah, so remember when it sold for like 100K and everybody was like, "This is it. This is the modern like
Hold the
ultimate
line, hold the line,
CBSI." Yeah.
hold the
It
line,
went
hold the
from like
line.
100K to like 20K, and it's only gonna keep getting lower, bro. That's crazy to me, like how they did that. But
I never really looked into the numbers, but shout out to I don't know why I think of this particular dude when I think of that variant, but I always think of not Nemesis Prime, Ultra Maximus, dude. Like how during the pandemic he was talking about how do not buy that variant. I found like four in like those grab bags. I don't know, like, and I didn't really. So I always never really bought into the UF4 hype, just because like it didn't make any sense to me. I bought into other stupid hype, but I didn't really buy into the UF4 variant hype because like I remember like a 9.9 went for like 50K or like 45 or 35K. I want to say.
that makes sense. At
I,
that
but
time, it made sense because of the 9.9.
Yeah. I just like I always remember him saying like, don't buy into the hype. And not that I ever like would have 20 grand to spend on a comic book, but that kind of resonated with me like for the longest time. And I don't think people were hating on him for it, but no one really said anything either way. But that is crazy, dude. Like I don't think that book's worth 5 figures,
I don't
period.
think any modern book is worth 5 figures, 4 figures. Like I don't know that I would never spend $1,000 on a modern book. Period. Like that's why like
I
that
don't know.
makes no sense. You
I'd
know
I'd spend $1,000 on a modern video game.
that makes. I mean, I don't know the market for video
I
games,
know, I'm just
so
kidding. I don't know.
yeah. Hey, but I wouldn't spend a grand on it.
At the end of the show, I'm gonna show like a calculate. I nerded out, dude, like over the past week or so. You guys know I'm in the finance industry. I'm a mortgage broker, and I was trying to develop like a formula on Excel to help you determine what is a good break-even point on a collectible if you were to buy it raw, grade it, sell on eBay. Like,
You
what is
know,
your, you know what
you
I
know what
mean?
we should do? There's this Instagram page that I really like. I think you might have liked one of the posts that they put. And they have like graphs for like the Pokemon cards and like how they're doing per year. So I was talking with the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and
Uh-oh.
we should do one for comics. We should just make our own separate Instagram. I don't know how to make graphs, but we could pick a book and we could like show like how it was doing per year
It's
and stuff like that.
it's not hard. It's just hard to start it from the first one. Like, but once you have the formula, like it's pretty easy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's all you, man. I'm just kidding.
No,
No, I'm
I
kidding.
just, if I knew how to make the graphs, I would do it. I would do
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Um, The only thing about like, yeah, no, I think it's I think I know what you're talking about. Um, but yeah, it's easier to when you get the once you establish a database, it's like easy. But the hard part is like establishing the database and then like making sure it all flows through because you just want to enter in the data as it goes, right? It takes a lot of time. And we could talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm down if like someone else is. I'm not that quick with Excel, but like I'm all right. You know, I can do pivot tables. But yeah, back to this book, Marvel Comics, Marvel Classics #4. It's a reprint of X-Men 25. I just like this as like a personal like just a PC book. I'm not saying speculate on this, but if you're buying a 9.8 of X-Men 25, which the cover is like so, why not spend an extra $50 and get the 9.8 in chromium? You know what I mean?
There's a
That's just my
chromium.
personal take on it. This is a chromium cover. Yeah.
Did the guy? All right, so he spent 1,000 on the reprint or the chromium,
Well, this is the chromium, but it's a reprint of X-Men 25.
and he spent 1,000 for that.
Yeah, this was back in the day, though. This was
Oh
like way
my
back in the day.
god, bro!
Yeah, I
I
was
want to
following
meet
it,
him.
and what's that?
I want to meet that guy.
No, you don't. He did. He's a ex Boeing contractor, man. He's no longer with us, man.
He on a line for himself
Bowen's
right
gonna
there.
shut down our show, dude. They're gonna be like, Bowen's gonna do the algorithm. They're gonna shut us down. But yeah, I mean, I saw this online for $150 and 9.8 best offer, and I was like, I thought about it, but no, man, I gotta remodel the basement downstairs, so I can't be spending money on comic books. All right, next book. Now, for all you Psylocke and cover fans, I feel like this is the best Psylocke cover. It's a Mark Brooks cover. If you however you feel about Mark Brooks, I mean, he does pretty good art. I would say this is my favorite Mark Brooks cover. It's beautiful, man. It's Psylocke goodness. I think 9.8s are asking for like 199 or higher, but yeah, Fedora. I mean, like if you saw this in your shop in a Virgin, like
I
would
think
you
we
think it would
had
sell?
that. I
I'm sure
think
you
we
guys
had
did.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
We definitely had that. We had the one that Homeboy signed for me.
Mhm,
And that's like another famous Psylocke cover,
mhm,
and the Mark Brooks one. But I don't
mhm.
really remember when we had it, but we definitely had it.
Um, yeah. What do you think about this, man? Do you like
It
it?
looks great. Yeah, yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
I think the two Psylocke covers that are like gonna be the big ones once she becomes like relevant in the X-Men 97 or wherever she comes from is
Mhm.
that one and the one by like Harvey Toribio.
Say that again.
You know the Filipino guy,
What's his name?
Harvey
Oh,
Toribio.
Julio.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yikes, Mojo. I'd be worried about. Damn, Mojo got real dark real quick. All right. And again, this isn't really like a this isn't a spec book. I just thought it was like a beautiful like if you like Psylocke and didn't know about her great covers, like this is a great book to get. And if you want signed, yeah, I mean Mark Brooks does signings all the time, dude. He's
Yo,
actually going to be at SummerCon this year. But what? Go ahead.
Psylocke, they got a lot of cosplays. Girls always cosplay as Psylocke all the time. During Comic Con season,
Yeah, yeah.
my Comic Con season of Halloween, my
Hmm.
newsfeed is flooded with girls just doing Psylocke.
Seriously?
Yes, yes, I'm
Oh
not even
man,
joking.
I love it, man. I used Psylocke in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 a lot.
I forgot she was Onslaught was in that too.
That's right. Onslaught was on that, man. Did you play that game like on Dreamcast?
Um, no, I
Because some
played it
people
for
played on
PlayStation
different like
2.
PlayStation, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, man. I did like I don't know if you guys like video games, but I've been doing these like market reports on video games and comics, right? And I did a deep dive on the video game market this past Thursday, I want to say, and Marvel versus Capcom on Dreamcast goes for hell of money.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and I
I
think
wouldn't.
it's
What were we saying?
because people play the game. Am I right? They don't.
That and because Dreamcast sold like 9 million units, so I would assume that there aren't many Marvel vs. Capcom 2 copies for Dreamcast. Like if you look at like, you know,
That's not a lot of consoles, dude.
no, it's
That's
not.
not a lot at all. Would you? I'm kind of going off subject, but what is your most underrated system, whether they still make it or not, of all time?
Dreamcast, I think I would say.
That's mine too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see my dream? Did you see my video game video?
I've seen most of them, but I didn't see the recent one you posted.
Oh, I think you'll find it. I put a lot of Dreamcast in there, but the last video game I talk about, I think you'll find interesting. It's kind of cool. Yeah. If you like consoles, but
I'll check it out.
yeah. Anytime. I mean, it's up there. So, but yeah, I think this is. Oh, we got a couple left, but we're almost in an hour here, and I just want to thank everyone for coming through. Again, we'll do giveaway at the end. I'll do a small giveaway. But yeah, just want to say thanks for everybody. I had my first game system, the Atari 2500 or 5200. Dude, Doc Joe, I found a crazy ass game for the Atari on my Mark report. It was freaking awesome. Check it out. What?
Wait, Joe, how old are you, bro?
I think he's like my age or a little bit older.
200. That was his first console? That's crazy.
I think that was my first console too. But I was like 4 when I played it. But I don't know that I was like 4 when it came out. No, it was a little bit later. But yeah, that was the shit, man. And then Nintendo just was like, what? What is this thing? Oh, Dojo's 51? I didn't know that.
You see?
I thought you were younger. All right.
Well, that sounds about right.
Someone's in that Oklahoma water because you all look young. But anyway, Marvel Comics Presents number 6. This was a funny fucking this is a funny spec because it's the first appearance of Reen, who's Wolvie's daughter. Wolverine's got like 52 children, but people were going crazy for this book. And this is the first time when I was like specking that I learned about, oh yeah, it makes sense when a first issue comes out, the supply dips as the issues go on, especially for like a Marvel Presents. And I don't really remember people talking about this before it came out, but I remember people talking about it when it actually came to the stands and people were reading it. But I know you don't spec on. I know you're not an X-Men guy, but you're a Wolverine guy.
Yes.
Did you know about this book, or did you ever think about
it? No.
Oh, really?
This is the first time I even know that.
It was like, I remember this book was like $30, and this prior to the pandemic, because this came out in 2019, and people were going crazy for this book. I remember 9/8 going for like 150, like to 199, and like I remember thinking about buying one for like $40. I don't know what I was thinking. Yes to FOMO. That's what we like to. Yes to FOMO.
That's FOMO, baby.
FOMO is good. But anyway, I don't think it's a good spec, but I think the art in this comic book was really cool. If you really want this book, people are still asking like $30 for a near mint copy of this. But yeah, I thought it was crazy, man. What do you think? Who do you think is the best? Who are the top 2 Wolvie's Kids spec? I kind of gave them one. I'm kind of like setting you up for like success, but like who are your top 2 Wolvie spec children?
Who's that dude with the Dakin?
Mm-hmm.
I know he's still relevant.
Yeah, they gave a series to him, right?
And Laura Kinney. Those are the only 2 of his kids that matter.
Yeah, I think everyone else is like, you're just collecting Wolverine kids. But nothing really came of this character either. I mean, she showed up in a couple other books, but like after this first appearance, like it was nada. Like she didn't exist at all. I didn't put X-23 on this list, but what are the chances of her, like realistically, do you think she's gonna show up in Deadpool?
I don't see why she wouldn't. She's a Foxverse, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So she would show up.
There's no reason for her not to show up, right?
I think everybody's gonna be there.
How disappointed would you be if she didn't show up, though?
I'd be pretty pissed because it wouldn't make sense not to have her there. Yeah, like why would you just waste everyone's, unless they were saving her for a future movie? I mean, I guess that would
Sure.
make sense,
Yeah.
but it still wouldn't.
It's weird. It'd be weird, right?
Because they're closing out like all they're closing out the Fox verse. So I
Is
don't
that
know
where?
if they're gonna. Yeah, I mean, I would assume that's what they're doing. Like, they're
Yeah.
gonna merge it. Some people are gonna stay.
Yeah.
Maybe only a handful of characters are gonna stay, but everybody else is
Right.
gonna go. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I would be shocked too if she didn't show up, but like it'd be like if you're gonna like if Wolverine is somehow just like kicked to the curb, because that's gonna be confusing too, right? Like with the whole Wolverine, like supposedly it's the Wolverine from Logan that's in this universe. So I wonder like how that's what I'm most intrigued about this Deadpool movie is like how are they gonna how are they gonna make sense that it's the Wolverine from Logan in this movie? Yeah,
Is it
you know what
going
I'm
to be an
saying?
alternate version of the Wolverine from Logan?
See, I don't know. I just wonder how they're gonna have that make sense. So, um, yeah. Anyway, well, cool. Yeah. Do you not spec on this book? I just thought it was a fun, interesting one to put out. And it's crazy. It's still going for $30. So, I guess if you can find this in dollar bin, try and try and flip it, man. All right, on to the next one. Just some good old reading and like a cover spec by, I guess, or what have you. Wolverine 66 is the first appearance of Old Man Logan. Um, I love this because it shows like those Shogun vibes, and I'm all about Japanese movies or shows lately, but I don't think they'll ever make an Old Man Logan series or like cartoon. It'd be cool, but I'm not really looking into that for this book. I just think it's a cool cover and it's a cool story. It's kind of got both hits there. But what do you did you ever read the Old Man Logan series?
Yeah, I read Old Man Hawkeye.
Old Man Hockey is
The,
good too. Yeah.
yeah, the writer he comes in sometimes, and we're I would like to say we're buddies. So
Yeah, yeah.
I read Old Man Hawkeye because he wrote it, and I surprisingly liked it.
It's pretty cool, man. I think it's one of those like books like, I don't know what would push it to higher like prices. It's just one of those like really rich stories. And this cover, I mean, if you're a collector and you want to encase a 9.8, I would go for this versus the regular version. I feel like this would potentially go for more money versus like a regular cover A. One, because I never see it, and two, people don't really talk about it. But I mean, who knows? Old man cousin incest aplenty. That's funny. Hugh Jackman set to hang around through Secret Wars. Then he's out, and the new actor is in. Huh? I could see that too. Speaking of actors, this is my vote for if they do a younger Wolverine. This is my vote. Stranger. Let's see. Hold on a second. Where the hell is she? Is he? Villain. Further. Hold on. This guy. This guy should be Logan. 100.
Could they do that? Could they even do that? Like, they should. I don't think they could because they're contractually obligated to like do more movies with those guys. No.
I don't know. This guy gets killed in Stranger Things, spoilers if you will, but I think he would be a great Logan if Logan went younger. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because Mojo said that they should have just skipped you, but I don't think they
Oh,
could. He's
I don't
probably gonna.
know. I'm okay with them sticking with Hugh.
I wouldn't mind either if they just were like, yeah, we're just gonna keep him.
Yeah. And I think it makes more sense because Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are friends. That guy don't you know there's makeup? Anyway. That's just kind of, I've always liked him as like a potential younger Wolverine or new Wolverine. So,
I saw that Patch is gonna be in the movie.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's like he has a brief like you see him really quickly. A lot of people think it's gonna be Daniel Radcliffe that's gonna play like a young Wolverine.
That'd be cool. I mean, like, that's a lot of money you gotta pay that kid, though,
Well,
right?
he's just gonna. They're saying that it's only gonna be a cameo in the movie, in the Deadpool movie.
Huh. Oh, okay. What's up, Dekine? Well, we're about an hour and 5 minutes into the show, and that's the end of our slides, but it's not the end of our show.
No, it's not.
But real quick, so I was talking about earlier, like just kind of doing a calculator for collectibles and stuff. So here's kind of what I came up with. You basically just input the market price of what the comic book is. In this example, I used this about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Century #1, the last sell was $289. And this was kind of my estimate for a copy of a raw book, or what I would pay for a copy of a raw book. You just input the market price, cost of the raw book. I formulated the formulas to kind of incur grading costs, listing fees with eBay, and your break even.
You about to kill the hobby with that.
I mean, I try, dude. So just something like, if you guys want this, man, like I put in the Discord. If you want a copy of this, like, let me know. I'll send it to you DMs. I'm just trying to help people, just trying to save money, or just kind of determine, okay, like what if I paid $100 for Century #1? All right, check this out. So your break even, you can still make money. You're still in the green, but so your break even sale right now is like 140. You want at least 140 for this book, but a 9.8 goes for 289. So you kind of it's kind of a tough thing, because you have to determine, like, you have to really know what the grade is when you're buying a raw book. But yeah, just something that I kind of worked on with video games and with CIB video games or sealed video games. That's kind of what made me really want to make this calculator, because I just couldn't do the math in my head, and I wanted a more like sustainable, exact price, man. Fedora, man, you think that's a pretty cool tool to use, or you could? I'm just nerding out.
I think you can make an app out of that. A lot of people are gonna be upset.
Cool.
A lot of people are gonna be upset. If you
Anyway, I mean, like, yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of cool. But yeah, man, if you get anybody wants that, again, it's in the Discord, or send me a DM. I'll send you a link to the Discord, and I'll send you kind of like
this
an
is
ad to it.
comics in 2024, baby. Technology.
This is comics and technology, man.
You don't even need to think anymore. You just put the comic you want, and then it tells you what you should pay for it.
Right? Exactly.
That's it.
And it also tells you, I think it determines that, like, if you think like too much is an asking price for a comic book, I think this also helps you figure out, yeah, that motherfucker's like asking way too much. Like, I was trying to find a Majora's Mask just because out of curiosity, and peeps are asking CIB for a Majora's Mask of like basically the grade, like 2 under or 2 over what it's actually like graded at. Video games is a little tougher, because like you have to determine the manual, you got to determine the video game itself and the box. I would say just in general, if you are speccing on CIB video games, the easiest ones to like mess with are the cardboard boxed Nintendo 64, regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo. You obviously can't do a jewel cases, but yeah, you can, because you can press video game boxes. I don't know if anybody knew that, but you can. I don't know if Chungy does it, but anyway, just something I thought I want to share with the community. But without further ado, man, let's do the giveaway.
Yo, look up the first appearance of X-Man.
Of X-Man?
Yeah, that's my son, Nate Gray, baby. season 2, baby. Let's go.
First, Nathan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got Grey's Anatomy up in here. So it's X-Man, March of 1995. It's probably an easy one to get, man. X-Man #1, 1995. Do you want this in 9.8?
Let's get in a 10, baby. Let's go all the way.
You want a 10?
Yeah, what in a 10? Watch a 10 be like $100.
Okay, that's X-Men Prime. 10. So 9.6. That's way too much. That's a newsstand. Never mind.
That's still too much.
This guy wants
$500
for the second print variant extra edition.
You gotta look into that. You gotta look into that second print.
220?
220. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so let's see this guy's listing for 220, right? Let's see how the solds are. Okay. Let's see. There's not even any solds, man. There's nothing. There's no
That's
market
how they
for
get
it.
you. That's how they get you.
There's 100% no market for it. Okay. Well, Fedora. Yeah, I would say there's no market.
Edition?
What's that?
What about the regular? Oh wait, there's a $60 one.
It's a 9.6 though.
Can you?
That's basically a raw.
That is right.
That's so much money, man. Like, that's crazy. Oh well. Raw first appearance, Nate Gray, 25 cents. I mean, maybe, right? Who knows?
That's how much I paid for mine as a kid.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you should just try and find one raw, dude. Like, and just see. But there's no market for a CGC in that book, so.
So hopefully, with the way CGC's going now, I might fuck around and get a 10. They might just go, here, guy. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know, man.
They got monkeys over there now grading this shit.
Shit. That's a CGC is another thing, man. Like, I could do a whole show about CGC, but I'm not gonna try and get into that. It's just too much bullshit, and I still use them, so I'm stupid for even talking shit. Anybody else want to be in the wheel? I don't know what I have, but I'll give away like 4 books. Maybe I'll throw in like a nice key in there as well. We got a good supporting cast today, so a good supporting what do you call it? Chat. I'm sorry, y'all. So I want to give away something to the crew, but anyone else?
2 Red Bulls in.
You're 2 Red Bulls in, dude.
Yeah, I gotta get hyped for the Knicks, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Baby.
DJ Wise. All right, I got you in there. Or I got you, DJ Wise. Anybody else? AOA, I think I got you in there, right? Okay, I got AOA, I got E2 in there, I got Cody up in there. Anybody else in the chat want to be put into the giveaway? I'm not doing any slabs. It's too expensive, but I'll definitely send some raws. I don't. The last one I did was a pretty big one, so.
Yo, did you see the new Blood Hunt book?
Dude, did you read Blood Hunt?
Yeah. Well, no.
There is no bloodstone in Blood Hunt.
That don't make sense.
There's no bloodstone. But dude, Pickles was like, oh man, like I didn't mean to mess up like the Blood Hunt for everybody in the chat. I was like, I'm gonna read it, and then I got texted him on Wednesday. I was like, yeah, there's no bloodstone in Blood Hunt. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I think Fedora's fucking with you. He was so pissed. He was like, fuck that guy.
Good. So now he knows to be careful when we're talking about books.
Dude, you legitimately like gave him like anxiety about that. And I said, dude, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal, man. The book came out like 5 days ago. But dude, sorry, I cut you off, man. I did get Blood Hunt #1. It was pretty good. Did you like it?
I still haven't read it, but they just released.
Can I tell you what happens at the end?
Yeah,
you tell you the villain.
I mean,
I'm not gonna tell you the villain. No, read the book, man. It's
somebody
good,
called
dude.
me on the phone at the job and was like, "You got the book where the blah 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 blah." You remember when I said that?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Didn't read it yet, but thank you." Yeah, we have it.
Well, I guess no one else wants to be in the giveaway in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool.
Do we have Drode Comics in the chat?
Yeah, he's in there.
Okay, all right. I don't know who that guy is, but follow me on the gram. I do not post comic stuff. Well, I don't post informational stuff. If you want informational stuff, you got to come to the podcast. I just usually post what I'm doing at work at the comic shop, and I post just selfies of me.
He does.
Yeah, like, that's it.
What that motherfucker doing? All right, also in the wheel.
Like once a month.
And yeah, and join the Discord, man. Fedora's getting out good shit out there.
Yes. And not these bum overprinted ratio books.
And E2, hit me up too in the Discord because I promised I'd give you something. So hit me up as well. I'll send you out some books too. Dekine, are you in the Discord, Dekine? I'm not sure if you're in the Discord, but if not, let's see. That's not the Discord link. But yeah, hit me up in Instagram or Discord, and I'll give me your address. I'll send you some books. Okay, cool. All right, that's our show for the day. Fun chat, pretty fun, lively group. We had some funny shit. Pickles did not show up in the chat in the past 15 minutes, man. Do you need me to? Should I hit him up?
You should. You should.
You know what? Fuck him. I don't care if he dies.
Man,
I don't care.
This Boeing stuff. No, because then they might come for us.
What we don't got no information on it, dude.
It don't matter. We know. We know what they're doing, and they're gonna come for us too. So what video games are you currently gonna buy?
I'll tell you after I end the stream. I'll tell you my idea, because I don't know if people in the chat so much like really do video games, but I'll tell you my idea. I just don't want to waste their time. But I mean, if anyone has any questions about video game stuff, look at the Discord, and I'll talk about what I'm gonna talk about with Fedora in a second. But
I'm getting Max Payne sealed. PS2.
Max Payne sealed. PS2?
Yeah. PS2. Okay. It's got to be PS2. I'm probably going to buy all the versions, but PS2 is the one that I'm going to get first.
But I like that, man. But if you guys do like video games or are interested in the market for video games, I'm just going to plug myself real quick. Dude, check out these videos, man. Like, I've been doing them. There's not a ton of views on them, so it's all good. But, like, there's just a ton of, like, just different genres and, like, just shocking stuff. And there's potential. I did a couple flips in this video right here. Yeah, check it out. Let me know how I'm doing. Or if you have questions, like, I'll do this. I'm getting more into video games lately. It just seems like there's more potential in them.
I thought you could only grade sealed video games.
I will. Well, this is why I want to ask you after the show what you think about this flip, and I'll show you. Okay. But without further, but yeah, again, thanks everyone for stopping by. Thanks Fedora for coming through. Jason, we hope you're all right. Hopefully next week we can get Darth Lopez on for a little bit. He's a good dude, and you all have a great weekend. Take care and go Knicks.
Follow me on Instagram.
Go Knicks.
Fedora.com. Message me if you have any questions, conflict related, about 1-in-20 ratio variance. I do not post about comic information on my Instagram. It's just a straight personal one, but I do encourage you to message me, reach out to me if you got any questions, comments, concerns, what to buy, what's selling, what's not selling, what's going crazy, because I have a lot of information that I want to share. So if a book is selling hot, I'll probably let you know, hey, you should get this because it's going crazy. Make sure you get it at ratio, at cover price. So I'm your direct source. So just give me a follow.
Michael's talking some shit to you, man.
What? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Fuck Dolan, bro. Fuck Dolan. Listen. Dolan he's the worst human being ever.
Now Dolan's gonna come after us, man. Now Dolan's gonna get his cronies to come after us, man.
Hey, listen. I want bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. I don't care. Listen, if Knicks win, Dolan has nothing to do with it. It took us 20 years to get this good again.
Yeah.
Listen, if Dolan wanted to, he could have made that happen overnight. But he don't care. But I will say this. Michael. Maybe this is what needs to happen for Dolan to go, yo, I could just make more money off the Knicks if they're winning. This is crazy. And then he'll I heard that they wanted to get that dude from the Phoenix Suns. What's his name?
Kevin Durant?
No, it was some young guy.
Oh fuck, I don't know, man.
It was some young guy, but they were saying that they were interested in trying to trade for him.
Devin Booker?
I think so.
That makes sense.
The light-skinned guy.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's pretty good. Oh well.
Kevin
All right.
Durant.
Well. All right. Well, we need to get you. Game's about to start, man. You got to go. So,
I do.
but yeah, I want to ask you something real quick, and then yeah, everyone have a great weekend. Take care.
Yo, fuck Dolan, fuck Dolan, fuck Dolan, fuck Dolan.